The thought of being able to print like large pictures, bigger than 8 by 10, but like large photos, my photos, like be able to have my vision like laid out in print in front of me was very exciting for me. All right, welcome back. It has been a few weeks, but I've got some exciting news for you guys. Now, if you are a fan of the YouTube channel, you probably saw the episode, I think it was 2 episodes ago, where I was speaking with my wife, Liz. Sorry about the audio in that episode. I put it up real quick. I did not go through and edit the audio the way that I normally do. I listened to it again recently, and it's pretty annoying. So those of you that stuck through it, I really appreciate it. In the latter part of that episode, Liz was talking about what she enjoys about being married to a photographer. And she said one of the things was she sees the enjoyment I get from photography. After that, I went in and I spoke about how there were some things upcoming that I wanted to get into that would also be very, very exciting for me. One of those things I spoke about was printing. The thought of being able to print like large pictures, bigger than 8 by 10, but like large photos, my photos, like be able to have my vision like laid out in print in front of me was very exciting for me. And I've actually taken steps with the help of my wonderful wife, Liz, to be able to do that. So Liz and I actually just purchased a Canon ImagePrograph Pro 1000 printer. So this printer prints up to 17 by 22, but more often than not, I find myself printing 16 by 20. It's just a much more common size, and I'm able to find good quality, yet still relatively inexpensive frames for that size. So this printer takes 12 ink cartridges. Now, if you need to replace all of the ink cartridges at one time, you're going to be in that around $750. But let's be honest, how often have you ever found yourself replacing all of the ink cartridges in any printer? It doesn't really happen. You usually replace 1, 2, maybe 3 at a time. Now, doing that, each of these ink cartridges costs $60 and some change. Now, I have not had this printer long enough to find out how many prints I can get per set of ink. That's going to be a really hard metric to measure, but I will make a follow-up video once I've had the printer for a while. So I have printed a few things on this printer already. I've had it for about a week, and I've done a handful of prints on it, and the results are absolutely stunning. Now, I've just started to scratch the surface on what kind of paper to use. Doing a little bit of research. I know I got a lot more to do. I settled on Red River Papers 68-pound Ultra Pro Satin 4.0. And the results, like I previously stated, are absolutely stunning. It's beautiful prints, beautiful paper. Now, my whole purpose for getting this was twofold. A, I wanted to have more control of how my prints look, so I could do some drafts and I can actually make some changes and have the ability to print whenever I want, as opposed to sending it off somewhere and having to wait for them to print it and actually send it back. And 2, I wanted to lower my cost per print because I'm trying to make a living as a photographer. So after doing some looking both online and some local stores, I actually settled on a frame that I found on Amazon. And it's 20 by 24 matted for 16 by 20, and it's under $50. Now, I will put that link in the description below, so look down there if you want to see it. It actually has a real glass front, which is something that I was looking for. So also after doing a lot of research, I was looking to find the average cost per print. Now, there's a lot of variables that go into that, like how much is my time worth? I took that photo. If I'm selling prints, my labor, my gear, my experience all has to factor into that cost. So if we take labor out of it and we're just looking at ink and paper, you're looking anywhere between $1.40 and $2.24. That's a wide range, but that seems to be the most common consensus I could find online. Some people in the lower, some people above, very few people outside of that range. Now you factor that in with your cost for the frame and whatever you value your labor at, I'm finding that I can sell a really good quality photo, print, framed, and matted for between $200 and $250. That's a pretty good profit. That's much better than I would do by printing my photos through a photo lab. Now, I still have that as an option. You can go to my website right now, bobandlizshow.com, click on the photography tab, and you can get in there and you can buy any of those photos in there printed through a lab. You can buy throw pillows of those photos if you want. You can buy cell phone cases and everything in between. That's still an option, but I want to have this option as well. I want to be able to go around my town and show people those photos. I want to be able to give these photos as presents. I want to be able to hang them up in my business, in my studio, in the background here. And having this printer allows me to do that. So the printer itself is $12.99 and it weighs like 70 some pounds and it has a fairly big footprint. I was looking at smaller, less expensive options, but then I started thinking about how much I've invested in lighting and strobes and cameras and stands and backdrops and lenses and all the stuff that encompasses my photography and videography journey, as well as my time and effort. And I did not want to shortchange the culmination of that in a print. So stay tuned for follow-up videos. I'm really excited about this. I can't wait to share some of these prints with you guys. I know this is a big leap for me personally that I'm excited to share with you. I want to show you some of my favorite prints. BobandLizShow.com if you want to see my portfolio, some of my photography. I actually need to update it. It's been a while. You can find us on Facebook, just facebook.com/The Bob and Liz Show. And make sure you like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. I try to put out these videos as often as I possibly can. And likes, subscribes, those things help. So thank you, and we'll catch you guys next time.